Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Sony possibly implementing what is, I guess, a social credit score for gamers.
Oh, wow.
Using AI to detect bad actors. They filed a patent
AI
for this.
again?
Yeah, so I'm sure
nothing goes wrong there.
It's going to pick up on all the nuance and the sarcasm and the, so we're going to talk about this. We're going to look at, I haven't actually read through the article yet, but I know a lot of people are talking about this. They are concerned. It doesn't surprise me at all because there has been a massive crackdown on quote unquote toxic behavior by gamers. The media is cheering it on, but actually Vice is kind of like, this is a little concerning because the AI aspect of it, right? So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you will get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
So this comes from Vice. The PS5 could get a toxic player detection system ran by AI after Sony files bad actor patent.
So Vice isn't upset about the social credit score. They're upset that it's using AI.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That seems to be what I'm seeing from different outlets covering it. They're like, oh, we're going to get rid of the chuds. Oh, good. Fantastic. We need to get rid of the chuds. Oh, you're using AI. Oh my God. You're using AI. We need to have vetted chud detectors working at Sony, and we need to unionize. So we need to have a union of chud detectors that go around and pick out all the toxic people and tell them they're not allowed to play games anymore.
Would they be okay with AI if it was called chud detectors?
Chud detector. Yeah. There we go. That's what they're going to call it. They're going to call it chud detector, right? Sony may be gearing up to implement a toxic player detection system in PS5. According to the patent file, the publisher is looking to crack down on bad actors in their games. Well, then don't hire Western voice actors. Sorry. That's okay. They're getting rid of a lot of people anyway. No, actually, there are some very good Western voice actors, but they're getting rid of you anyway. Sorry. The dystopian feature would use AI machine. Oh, wow. They're saying dystopian feature is going to use AI machine learning to analyze whether a user is being bad, quote unquote, while playing on PS5 or other consoles.
Well, define bad.
Yeah, well, that's just it. Define bad.
I mean, some people play really bad. They should be, kicked off, but they don't.
All right, let's look at the patent here. Is Aloy in the? Is that what she's doing? Like, not only are they going to replace some of the voice actors with AI, they're also going to use her as to chastise players. All right, so measuring the first user, one or more of at least first. What does it say? Okay, measuring for the first user, one or more of at least a first game agnostic behavior metric. One first game behavior metric, comparing the metric with the average reference metric. The difference in the comparison combination, the comparisons. I don't know. Treating this is indicative.
So they're taking your behavior, comparing it to what they consider standard behavior to see if it's okay.
That you might be a bad actor.
Is that basically what you're saying?
Yeah. Okay. This also sounds like pre-crime.
Yeah.
To me, it sounds like they're basically looking to size you up to see if you might be problematic. If you might be problematic because your behavior does not follow the norm, then we might want to preemptively boot you. And a lot of websites and social media platforms and stuff are kind of sort of doing this already. Like, I know they'll downplay you in the algorithm if they think you're a pain in the ass, or if a bunch of people flag your content, and that could even be false flagging.
But I mean, I get it somewhat. Like, if you're trying to play a game and there's somebody in there like keeps swearing at you and stuff, which happens a lot of times, children, go figure.
Yeah.
And I can see why they're trying to boot them out, but I think there's enough of a margin for error that would be concerning. Like you said, it seems almost like pre-crime.
Yeah, they said in its description, so it's going to spy on you. In its description, the detection system seeks to analyze the player's behavior over time to determine whether they're toxic or not. According to the patent, the feature would rely heavily on machine learning to gather data on a user to determine whether their account gets flagged. Okay, as far as was deemed bad actor behavior, the patent goes into pretty detailed descriptions.
Okay,
one of the examples.
Wait a minute, though, because they're saying they're using it to determine bad actors, but if they're studying your behavior, couldn't technically they could be using it for other things besides finding out if you're a bad actor?
Marketing.
Like to marketing to you. But
Marketing.
Beyond that, like, oh, well, what if we make someone just like you based on your behavior?
Yeah, I mean, because that's kind of the problem I think with social media platforms now anyway. And I think X and Facebook are good examples. Maybe Facebook more, but they basically will throw you in front of somebody you're going to have a fight with for engagement because they want the engagement, so they get the views, so they get the ad revenue. And also, there are a lot of really weird ads on X. Can I say that? Like, I know they got to make their money, right? $44 billion. Got to make some money back, but there's some really damn weird ads. I saw one the other day. It was full frontal peen, whatever, and some old woman talking about making your ding dong grow. And I'm like, whoa.
Well, I doubt she's one making it grow, unless you're into that kind of thing.
Whatever. You do you, boo, right? Anyway, you won't mistake her for being 12 years old. We're talking about anime yesterday. It's like 112, maybe. One of the examples is a user quitting a multiplayer game early. The article says bad actor may quit an instance of the game during a round in order to seek another instance. This behavior may also be similar to so-called rage quitting. Actually, this is a true story. Squid King has been playing Overwatch since like the beginning. Like since he was a little kid, he's been playing Overwatch. He's freakishly good at it. And he got downgraded a couple times in his ranking because Comcast, because with Blizzard, it has to constantly ping the server or something. I don't know. I don't remember the specifics of it, but it would basically boot him from the game repeatedly.
Right. So that's what I was thinking too. When you read this, I'm like, what if you're somebody whose internet just keeps kicking you off?
Yeah, he wasn't rage quitting. If that's the case,
you're going to be labeled as something that you're not because of this machine learning bullcrap.
And his PlayStation was actually hardwired into, we actually had hooked up the Ethernet, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? And here's just a Comcast thing. Like Comcast and Blizzard back then didn't play nice. So anyway, I said, yeah, apparently playing a game too much without using chat may also trigger the system.
A lot of people don't want to use chat. Okay, so I'm already seeing a whole bunch of red flags here. If you quit the game suddenly, which could be your internet, that happens a lot, then it's because you're a bad actor. If you don't use chat, you're a bad actor. Some people don't want to talk; they just want to play the game.
Bad actor may be identified if they have a lower ratio of play to chat than is normal within the game. Maybe some people don't want to talk because there are legitimately toxic people playing, and you rather, like you said, just play the game.
So they're going to label the person who doesn't want to talk instead of people that maybe the reason they're not talking is because of their behavior.
Right.
Or they might have anxiety about talking. Like, I don't like talking on the phone. True thing. I hate it. Like, I have severe anxiety at making phone calls. If it's family or friends, okay. And even then, it's like tiring for me. But like calling people up to say, I need to look, I can't, it freaks me the hell out. I know it's stupid, but it is what it is. And there might be reasons why you don't turn your mic on. Like, I know, Pinky Blue plays a lot and doesn't say anything. My sister plays games a lot, and occasionally she'll turn her mic on and say something, but a lot of times she doesn't, because as soon as she does, it's a bunch of guys like, oh my God, it's a girl, go make me a sandwich, and stuff like that. And I wish I was kidding, but it does happen a lot.
Yeah.
And they don't want to talk because if they don't know they're a girl, it's fine. But as soon as they find out they're a girl, then there's always some dipshit. Send me nudes. There's always some dipshit. So they just don't use their mic unless they have to. But they'll be labeled as toxic.
Well, yeah, get this one then. The patent also says that sending a friend request too early on PS5 may also make you a bad actor. A bad actor may send friend requests inviting a private chat outside of a game context after relatively few interactions in-game. In all fairness, I kind of understand that. Yeah, trolls do that. They'll spam chat, but I'm also like, what if it's a friend of yours, just got a PS5, just got this game you're playing or whatever, and you're like, yeah, okay, here, let's,
Well, it sounds like it's a 1 or 2 time thing. It's not going to count that, but if that's like you were constantly doing it on the message thing.
So what happened? See, this is the thing. These consoles now, but it's the same with PC, especially if you have Windows 11. Then you got Gabe Newell from Steam saying that he wants to put chips in people's heads. Yeah, it's a different business, but still, it's
put a chip in my ass.
But you don't really own your consoles. Like Nintendo's saying that they think you're doing emulation, or you cracked your Switch 2, that they can basically lock you out of your machine. And now we got Sony saying they can kick you off of PSN. For really, I mean, this is going to be abused. People are going to figure out how to rig this, and then they're gonna try to get other people booted. Mm-hmm. So what happens if you're identified as a bad actor on your PS5? The patent doesn't go into depth in this regard. It does explain a bad actor may result in different responses or mitigating actions, which sounds ominous. Yeah, it says really wordy stuff, the patent itself. They said Sony goes to exhaustive lengths to explain how they would track toxic behavior. It should also be pointed out that the bad actor patent has not been confirmed for PS5 consoles. They think it's for PS6. It's also not uncommon for companies to patent ideas without ever actually releasing them. I think Nintendo's doing that in Japan just to keep other people from making competing video games. Yeah, so they're thinking about it. And I think we're going to see more of this, that basically you buy this console, you don't really own the console. It's not like the old days with Atari or the NES
Well,
or
that's
whatever.
why everybody's going back to playing the retro games, because if they have the retro game consoles, they're not tracking you.
Yeah.
If you have those things, you can play games and just play games. You don't have to worry about it. Them constantly, like, watching everything you're doing, using you as a marketing tool for their machine learning. Worried that you're going to not talk enough and somehow get, punished for it or whatever. Now, look, I get it. There are legitimately toxic pieces of crap on these game systems. My kids both have run into them before. My sister's run into them. I'm not a big gamer on there, so I don't usually have that problem. But I know I've been there when there was crap. We had to contact PlayStation once because of threats made against our son.
Yeah,
stuff like that before we were doing YouTube.
Yeah, this is like a 10-year-old threatening an 11-year-old or something. It was like,
yeah, it was insane. It was ridiculous and insane. And oftentimes when you report stuff, even if it's legitimate, they don't do anything anyway. But they're going to do this now because there's something else to it. It wouldn't be. It's not just because they're going to look for bad acting because they get reports and do nothing. It's probably because they're going to use it as a way to the back end, train their AI for marketing and how to get you to buy shit, how to get you to buy more DLCs and stuff like that. I don't know that, but if I were a betting person, I think it has more to do with that.
Be a real shame if something happened to your account. Do you want to buy another chance at being a good boy or girl, or they them? Do you want to roll it? You can pay bail. You can pay us bail.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. It's like, first, if it happens once, if it happens twice, then you're fined.
You're fine. Oh my God.
We don't know that. I'm saying this is what I expect.
I can absolutely. it sounds crazy, but we're living in science fiction right now. I could totally see them being like, well, you can get your account back for $199.99, and if you promise never to do it again, or maybe you have to pay restitution. So every month you got to pay us extra $50 because we think you're problematic. You have to give us a security deposit on your next game because we think you're a piece of shit.
I think this whole thing is a smokescreen for training AI to do something else. Because, like I said, there have been people reporting stuff for years and they do nothing about it.
Oh, that's true.
It's like and legitimate crap, and they do nothing. But now they're going to have an AI that's going to handle it. It's like, sure. I don't know. Well, again, this is believe it when we see it type situation.
I just see psst, you want to call somebody a cocksucker? Okay, that'll cost you $40.
It's a swear jar.
Swear jar. Oh my God.
But it's okay, guys. We're donating it to the marginalized community.
Exactly. They'll be like, if you use the hard R, or we think you're going to use the hard R, we're going to donate money to. Oh my God. That sounds insane, but I could totally see one of these companies coming up with something like that. Like, we're gonna turn Chuddism into a force for good. We're gonna make them pay their fair share, the Chud tax.
Right now, it's just a patent, and they haven't agreed to anything, and more than likely, it is probably it is. It's pre-crime. Before they get out the number that PlayStation 6, I probably think it's trying to come out in there. Right now, it's a big nothing burger. It's just they're putting a patent out. Disney and Universal and stuff put patents all the time. They don't even use them. They might use them down the road, though. So I wouldn't get too worried about it yet. But if they're going to do this, they're going to have a lot of safeguards, and they're going to have to define things a lot better than this nebulous crap.
Yeah, I just think it's funny. It's going through Game Rant. Game Rant's all about it. They're like, yeah, with a number of multiplayer games like Fortnite and Minecraft drawing in younger players, companies like Sony have shown an effort to ensure online spaces are free of toxicity and negative interaction.
The younger players are usually the ones that are calling people names.
Yeah.
If you're going to hear hard R and cocksucker, it's usually from like a 12-year-old. And you think I'm wrong, and it's true. The squeakers are like really foul mouthed a lot of times, and like they'll keep harassing you and be like, I know Pinky Boos play games, and then these kids are like, and it's on Roblox and stuff, and there's like these really foul mouthed, toxic she had to get into one of their faces the other day and like basically made them cry pretty much, I think, because she like totally destroyed them. 'Cause she's my girl. So proud.
That's my girl.
That's my girl. But they wouldn't stop. So she like, okay, fine. And the thing is, they were being toxic. And they were like, she goes, and honestly, she said to me, she goes, I think it's like some 12-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids, if they play games, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So there we go, guys. I'm not on board with this. I think this is going to be misused if it does come to pass. But I think we're going to see more and more of this kind of stuff as it becomes more apparent that your console is really just a step above, like the old cable box. When you're done with it, you have to send it back to the cable company. That's your console. Mm-hmm. As long,
this is why everybody's going to retro.
Yeah, I would say, you can go buy yourself. Going to recommend the Atari 7800 Plus. It's a good.
They're making new games for it. Or, well, not new games, but they're
making new old games for it.
Pretty much.
Baby Pac-Man's coming out. I'm excited about that. Baby Pac-Man and Donkey Kong.
Yes, I know what he wants for Christmas.
I want Baby Pac-Man. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, there we go. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
Okay, a little delayed response there. Maybe
I'm
you're
sorry.
toxic.
You threw me off because you didn't say, "Hey, I'll talk to you later."
You're toxic because you didn't answer me right away.
I didn't call you cocksucker. You're good.
Anyway, we're gonna wrap this. I don't want to end it. We're gonna wrap this up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.